Want the faster data fetching? In this SwiftUI tutorial, learn how to use Async Let to fetch users and comment concurrently. Improve app performance and user experience, perfect for developers looking to boost their SwiftUI concurrency skills. This is the app we will create. As you see, when I click on the Start Task button, it retrieves users and comments at the same time and then displays the information within a list. And this is all done concurrently using Async Let. It's using two different API JSON payloads and URLs. To retrieve the values of the users, we'll be using the user endpoint. As you can see, it's within Postman. And actual key values that we receive or work with includes the ID, name, username, and email. And to retrieve the comments, we'll be using the comments endpoint, comments with an S at the end. And the keys that we will retrieve for the comments includes ID, name, email, and body. The first thing we need to do is to create two JSON structs that represents the user and the comments payload. So we need to create a new Swift file. Name the file JSON response. Type the following: struct user identifiable, as we're going to be looping through the records. Codable. Let ID is int. Let name string. So these are the keys from the JSON payload. Let username string. So it should be let email string. And the next struct we need to create is called comment, which also includes identifiable, encodable, let ID, int, let name, string, let email, string, let body, string data type. In the next tutorial, we will implement the list view model that will perform the actual requests to retrieve the JSON payloads using Async Await and Let. Make the language translator functional. The first thing we need to do is register for an API key. In this lesson, we will create the downloading translation view. So within the application, when the user enters the text that they want to be translated, for example, if I enter hello, and I want that to be translated from English to Spanish, when I click on translate, you'll see a view above here, which will display the word downloading. Learn to build a language translator apps with SwiftUI Master UI design, API integration, and hands-on projects. Enroll now and start building. Want to build your own Connect4 app? Now you can. Download the free source code and start building today. The link is in the description below. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week. Want the faster data fetching? In this SwiftUI tutorial, learn how to use Async Let to fetch users and comment concurrently. Improve app performance and user experience. Perfect for developers looking to boost their SwiftUI concurrency skills. This is the app we will create. As you see, when I click on the Start Task button, it retrieves users and comments at the same time and then displays the information within a list. And this is all done concurrently using Async Let. It's using two different API JSON payloads and URLs. Create the list view model that will fetch the data concurrently using Async Let. So we need to create a new Swift file. Name the file list view model. Import SwiftUI. Import observation at observable class list view model. The purpose of using at observable on line 12 is so that the class will observe and publish any changes to the UI. var users, user, create an array of users, var comment. On line 15 that should be users with an S at the end. Comments. var is loading, bool equals false. Now we need to create our generic function that's called fetch data. Private func fetch data t codable from URL string async t open bracket close bracket t. This is a generic function to fetch data from a given URL, and then it decodes it to the specified type. So at the moment we're returning an array of generics. Guard let URL equals URL. string URL, string, else if it cannot be unwrapped, just return an empty array and exit the function. Else if everything is okay, then we do the following: let data equals try. The underscore, this underscore here means that we don't need to access the response, we just want the data. Try await URL session dot shared data from URL. Let decoded response equals try JSON decoder decode. So we will be decoding an array from this data. Return decoded response, or if there's any errors, we will catch them and then just return an empty array. We need to create another function, and that's called perform task. Function or func perform task, which is an async function. And now we have to assign is loading equals to true, because we will attempt to get the data using the URLs. So the first API we will attempt to retrieve using Async Let is the users API. That is users, that's Async Let task 1 user fetch data from URL, which is here. I'll just copy both of them at the same time, it's a bit quicker. So this is the URL for users. And then we need to create the URL for comments. Return an array of comments. That should be task 2. The endpoint should be comments. Want to build your own Connect4 app? Now you can. Download the free source code and start building today. The link is in the description below. we will be creating on the course. The application includes 3 buttons on the main menu, which are Create To-Dos, List All To-Dos, or To-Do Stats. Clicking on Create To-Dos enables the user to add a new to-do. For example, I'll create one right now. The to-do is to collect relative from airport. Master core data and build real apps like to-do lists with notifications, pie charts, and address lookup. Learn advanced SwiftUI techniques and gain the skills to create professional apps. Join now and start your journey. The next thing we need to do is to await the results of both tasks. So we type in let fetched users equals await task 1, let fetched comments equals await task 2. The next thing we need to do is to update the published variables so that our UI will have the data to work with. Self.users equals to fetch users. Self.comments is equal to fetch comments. Self.isLoading is equal to false. Now I just compile. In the next tutorial, we will implement our content view. That will call the methods within our list view model and populate the list with data. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week. Want the faster data fetching? In this SwiftUI tutorial, learn how to use Async Let to fetch users and comment concurrently. Improve app performance and user experience, perfect for developers looking to boost their SwiftUI concurrency skills. This is the app we will create. As you see, when I click on the Start Task button, it retrieves users and comments at the same time and then displays the information within a list. And this is all done concurrently using Async Let. It's using 2 different API JSON payloads and URLs. We will now create our content view that will call the methods within our list view model to populate our GUI elements on our content view. So the first thing we need to do is, after line 13, type the following: at state private var view model equals this view model. So we create a new instance of our view model. The next thing we need to do on lines 18 is to add a V-stack. Our V-stack will include a button with the text start task, and then we have a task. Within our task we call viewModel.perform task, and this will be to start the concurrent fetching of users and comments. Await viewModel.perform task. On lines 24, we just add a bit of padding. And then just to keep the user informed, we just show a little progress view. If viewModel is loading, so if it's loading, it's true, then progress view loading. Just add a bit of padding. My previews are not working properly because my Mac is very slow. Let me build it again. Because really, I need a new Mac. List viewModel.users. So now we're going through the users array to populate the text elements. VStack alignment.leading text user.name. So it gets the user's name from the array, and the font type will be headline. Text username, username, font, subheadline, foreground color will be grey for the text. I think we're missing, this comma is in the wrong place. There should be another closing bracket after username, and then comma, and the bracket at the end should be deleted. Text, email, user, email, font, dot, subheadline, dot, foreground color is grey. So the next thing we need to do is to display the fetch comments within a list. A little bit similar to what we just done for the users, so we can just copy lines 31 to 38. Copy it again. Yeah, my previews are still not working. So we need to change users on lines 40 to dot comments, and that should be comment dot name. The username, that should be email. That should be email. It should be comment. And within the last text element, that should be comment body. Subheadline should be dot body. And now let's run it to see if it works or not. Just trying to run at the moment. So let's test the button, start task. And as you can see, it's retrieved our data, our user data, and our comments data using Async Let with concurrent programming. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.